You see, we did get a prequel to Breath of the Wild. Not exactly in the way I was hoping, honestly, but still, this is huge. Nintendo, I freaking love you. In this week's video, let's go ahead and talk about everything we know so far about Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Man, that just gives me chills saying that. Let's dive into the video. How's it going, everyone? I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I'm Derek with Zelda Theory, and welcome to the channel. Hey, if this is your first time seeing my content, my channel is focused 100% on the Legend of Zelda series, so videos will consist heavily of Breath of the Wild 2 theories, Zelda lore, as well as Hyrule Warrior Age of Calamity videos, just like this one here. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that little bell notification for brand new Zelda content every single week, and I hope you find extreme value here today. So the very first thing I want to talk about is the release date. Nintendo has finally come out of hiding. After what literally feels like a millennium, Nintendo finally announced on September 8th, 2020 that we will be getting a prequel to Breath of the Wild called Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And the first thing I want to say here is the name is just flat out epic. Say what you want about Nintendo, but they always seem to amaze me as a fan on how they can literally go years with no information on a game and then bam, just out of nowhere, hello, here's a new game for you. Anyway, back on the topic at hand, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is set to release on November 20 of this year. You heard me right, this year. I mean, it's not exactly a Skyward Sword HD remake. That's kind of what I was predicting and theorizing. I think it could still possibly happen, but that's a whole separate video. But it is a Zelda game nonetheless, and Nintendo 100% delivered on my want to have more depth on what happened exactly to our heroic champions 100 long years ago. I think in a way we all knew that Nintendo had something up their sleeves just because of how quiet they've been this year. I just don't think that the Zelda community could have predicted another hack and slash, you know what I'm saying? I'm friends with a lot of the Zelda tubers, and I don't think anybody predicted that we would be getting a prequel to Breath of the Wild in sort of this genre of games, the hack and slash genre. It's pretty cool. Now, near the end of the trailer, I did want to point out that, and if you perhaps didn't see it, you clicked off out of excitement, I do want to point out that Nintendo did plan on revealing another update on the game at the end of this month on the 26th, so we do have that to look forward to at the end of this month. I'm super excited. I don't know if you can tell or not. The second thing I would like to talk about is the champions, and from what we've seen from the trailer, it does look like every single champion will be playable in the game. It could be that that was just the parts that we've seen were characters in their animations during a cutscene. I highly doubt that. I do think that they'll all be playable, and I'm super excited for this. This is something that ever since I played Breath of the Wild and I beat it and I went through the story and I got to interact with all the champions and everything, that is the number one thing that I wanted from Breath of the Wild, was either more emphasis on the champions themselves or something that explains more of what happened exactly before everybody died in Breath of the Wild. And Nintendo just answered that 100% for me, and I'm so excited. I don't know, as a fan, I'm just super excited for this. I think putting it into a hack and slash kind of genre is perfect because the context that we got from Breath of the Wild is that this war was insane and that it took a lot out of Hyrule, and a lot of people lost lives. I think that Nintendo is really going to emphasize the war aspect before what happened in the events of Breath of the Wild. Super excited. And as far as the characters go, it does seem like we're going to get more emphasis on their abilities. One example that pops right into my mind from the trailer is when Daruk was using his sword and he swung it down and lava just flew up. I think that is super epic. I can't explain how excited I am for this. Now, I do want to emphasize the fact that this is indeed a prequel to Breath of the Wild. And the last couple days since this trailer dropped, there's been a lot of if this is going to be canon and if it isn't going to be canon. I strongly think that it is going to be canon because just the way the Nintendo director was talking during the trailer announcement, you could just tell that this was going to be heavily story driven, and considering the context of this game and what happened in Breath of the Wild, there's no way possible that Age of Calamity is not going to be canon. Why would they go through all this and tell us the story of what happened during the Calamity 100 years before and not make it canon? I 100% believe that it is going to be a canon game, and that the Hero of the Wild is actually going to have a trilogy. So Age of Calamity, Hyrule Warriors is going to be the prequel, Breath of the Wild is the sequel, and then we'll have Breath of the Wild 2 because that's still a game that they're working on. And I kind of feel like that's where Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity came from, is that they needed more buffer time, if you will, to make Breath of the Wild 2. So all of the rumors out there going around that we will be getting Breath of the Wild 2 this year, I'm telling you guys, it's not going to happen. Hence why Age of Calamity came. You can tell during the trailer that they used a lot of recycled graphics. They reused a lot of the character models. They reused a lot of the voice acting. So they basically just recycled the characters and all that from Breath of the Wild and made it into a hack and slash, which is pretty cool. I'm super excited about it, and I know you guys are. So we don't need any negativity. Age of Calamity is going to be awesome, and I'm really excited to see exactly what happened 100 years before Link woke up in that chamber of resurrection in Breath of the Wild. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you guys want and how excited you guys are for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I'm super excited to hear what you guys think. So my final thoughts on the trailer: I'm super excited. I've said that 80 times during this video, and I think the most thing that I am most excited about is seeing exactly like what happened with the champions. Like, how we know they died in Breath of the Wild, but it really wasn't emphasized on, if that makes sense. Yes, we know that they lost that battle with the Blight Ganons in their Divine Beast, but just to see what happened up to that point, I'm super excited. Even if the gameplay is terrible in Age of Calamity and there's the issues that happen a lot with these games, I'm really going to buy this just to see the story and what exactly happened. So there's my opinion on Age of Calamity Hyrule Warriors. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Excited to hear what you guys have to say, and I'm so ready for this game in November of this year. Again, this video was just kind of an everything we know so far about Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, but if you guys want to see me do like an in-depth analysis of things in the trailer, I actually don't even care if you want it or not. That's probably going to be the next video, is an in-depth analysis of everything that is going on in this trailer. I'm really excited about it, so I appreciate you guys. Now, if you found any value in this video, click or tap on one of the 2 videos on the screen here to see more Zelda related content. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Continue to be the light, and remember, it's dangerous to go alone. Let's talk soon.